inward and then up. So now we're going to take our next sets of spokes and we're just going to drop them in, as you'd imagine. Drop them right in through the holes. You getting this, Joe? Mm-hmm. Great. So when you're done, it should look like a very uncomfortable hula skirt or something of that nature. Alright. Now we're ready to string the spokes in the other direction on the wheel. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the hub. Perfect. Until the spokes are like running diagonally away from the hub to the rim. Okay? So it should look a little more like it's gonna when it's done. You're gonna grab any spoke. Grab a spoke, any spoke, and you're gonna run these spokes the opposite direction. And when I say that, it's because the hub's now turned, and you can see that these spokes are running not directly from the rim to the top of the hub, but rather to a space over here to your left a little bit. So instead of running out from the hub this direction, these spokes are going to run out from the hub the opposite direction. So they're crossing over the spokes that we've already strung. So this spoke is going to go to a rhythm, and all these spokes are going to go to the same rhythm, and that's over, over, under. Skip one. And when I say that, I'll show you. We're going to go over this spoke, and under this spoke. So over, over, under. Okay? And that's the key to getting this part right. Okay? So we're going over, over, and under. And then we're going to skip a hole and go to this one right here. So we've got two holes, right? So these are filled, and we're going over, over, under, skip one, and go to here. Okay? So we'll go ahead and do that for you. We'll go over this one, under this one. So just tuck it under. And we're not going to go to the one directly after it. It's going to skip one and go right here. So then you're going to grab a brass nipple. Drop it in. Line it up with the threads. Grab your screwdriver and twist it on a few turns, that's all. If you over tighten it, it's going to make it a lot harder to put the later spokes on. Okay, then you just grab the spoke next to that. Again, it's over this spoke, and under this spoke. And skip that hole and go to this next one. Drop a nipple in and screw it down. So we'll just go through this. Over, over, under, skip one. Great. So there we go. Our wheel is strung this side of the flange, you can see, is full of spokes all the way around. So we've strung this one all the way up, and now we just have to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So now we're just going to drop spokes down and through the open holes on this flange. So again, it looks very similar to that it did before. And we're going to do the same exact thing on this side as we did on the other side. So when you pick a spoke, you're just going to go over, over, under. And there's only one hole to put it in, and it's already skipped for you by the other one. So that's obviously where we're going with this spoke.
Could you slow it down and point out what spoke you go over, under real quick.
Okay. So let's zoom in here, and you're gonna go with this spoke right here.
Yeah.
You're gonna put over that one, and under this one. So it just goes in order.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. So obviously these don't count in the 1, 2, 3. It's the ones that are already strung. So you're just gonna go opposite. You're crossing over this one, and then instead of crossing over, you're going under that one. So we're gonna sneak our way in here. We're just gonna go over, and under. And you might have to bend that just a little bit so that it sits a little straighter. And that's going to come right up to that open hole and fill that gap. Drop a nipple in, just like we've been doing. And give a few threads. Again, don't over tighten it. Screw this last one in here. There's our wheel. It's all threaded through, and right now it looks kind of like a flower with the spokes all bent, and they make look, well, I think it looks like a flower. They look like petals to me. But once we true the wheel, the spokes will obviously be very tight and straight, and we'll have even tension all the way around, and that is the next step. That is going to be truing this wheel. Go grab a beer and come back and watch the next part of the video. La 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 la.